The situation is more or less the same. Low turnout of voters and also some pockets of violence here and there. Here where we are, this is Kosele, or rather primary school. Where this is one of the polling stations being used for this exercise. Earlier on, we were at Agorosari Primary School where we witnessed some sort of violence. The Member of Parliament for Ogunja, not for Ogunja, but Homa Bay Town, that is Peter Opondo Kaluma, who is the chief agent for the ODM party. Remember, the ODM party is sponsoring a candidate in this particular by-election, and he is representing the ODM party right as the chief agent for that particular party. And so it was traversing the polling stations, 142 of them, just to see how the exercise is. He was there for quite a length of time, and then actually we even engaged him on air earlier on, but then it got to a time when a rival opponent, that is rather a rival candidate, that is Philip Nasho Naroko, who is also vying for this particular seat on an independent ticket, got there and also even greeted Peter Opondo Kaluma. They shared a few words, and then just all of a sudden there was a scuffle that ensued, and that led to the injuries, led to the MP and also his bodyguard getting some injuries. The bodyguard even lost a rifle in that melee, and actually following that, I've spoken with the OCPD for Chuonyo South, where this Kasipul is located, and he told me that they are on that matter and following up. And of course, those people that will be found to have taken part in that particular scuffle, of course, the law will take its course. Like I mentioned, that this is Kosele Primary School, one of the stations, and I just want to invite one of the presiding officers at this particular station to share with us his observation so far since morning when the exercise opened. Look into the camera, and probably you may tell us, since the exercise kicked off at 6, what is the observation so far in terms of turnout?
So far...
Your name first?
So, okay, I'm Motuma John Calvin, a member of this constituency, a presiding officer at Kosele Primary School, Session 2. So far, looking at the turnout is not so good. We have low turnout, acknowledging that this is a by-election, that we don't expect so many voters to turn out. But so far, we have seen a 36% turnout. Noting that at this polling station we got 698 registered voters, yes, but now we have around 256 so far have voted. That is around 36% turnout. But we are expecting with the scuffles that we can see around, the voter turnout can rather be lower than 40% or rather 50%. Yes.
Right where we came from, that is Gorosari Primary School. Yes. We just witnessed some two technicalities. A voter came to the station with a passport, yet he used an ID when he was registering as a voter, and so the KIMS kit could not match the details. Has that been experienced here at your station?
So far, we've got one voter who came with a passport, but thank God this voter used the passport to register as a voter. So he was validated and he voted. Yes.
Any challenges regarding probably the technical challenges, maybe the KIMS kit not reflecting the details of the voters?
Yeah, challenges. We got challenges. Yes, the voters, we can't identify most of them. A few of them, yes, we identified using the supervisor validation because the fingerprints weren't be able to be verified. So we took their pictures through the KIMS kit and they were validated and they voted. Yes.
So the identification process is elaborate in the sense that even when the KIMS kit fails to identify the voter, there's also always an mechanism to identify the voter and help them vote.
Yes, there's a mechanism where the presiding officer is able to validate the voter through the supervisor validation mode. That will enable the voter to vote, and there's a form that the voter has to fill, yes, with the details so that is validated and be able to vote and leave the station.
Yesterday, the EBC chair, Erastus Sethekon, told voters that once you vote, you leave the station and go wait for the outcome at home. When we were coming through that gate, we witnessed a large crowd outside, camping outside the gate. a group of youth actually armed with some rungus or batons, if I can call them so. But then, so far, I can see the police have quelled that particular rowdy group. Do you think the tension that is being created outside the voting area, is that likely to have an influence on the voter turnout?
Generally, it has to have an influence because in a normal setup where you can see people with rungus and the police around, we don't expect more people to come because there's some moments ago I had some fire shots. I think there's a tear gas and gunshots at the gate just to disperse the crowd because they were armed and dangerous to the voters and us as officials of the IBC. Yes.
But maybe we still have about 4 hours until the exercise closes. What message do you have to those voters that are yet to come and exercise their right?
Yes, I'm urging them to come and vote because the security is beefed up and we don't expect any more violence because I can see a battalion of policemen around the gate and inside the compound. So they're assured of their security. Let them come and vote.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, Kioria, that is one of the presiding officers here. This is Kosele Primary Polling Center, one of the 142 polling centers or other polling stations being used for this exercise. The low voter turnout, that is universal. Actually, it cuts across the polling stations, and there's a pattern that is being depicted. You can just carry on with yes. There is a pattern that is being depicted. Before here, we were at Agorosari Primary. Actually, in the morning, 6 a.m. when the exercise kicked off, there were long queues. People came, cast their vote, and left. But then when it got to around 10:30 thereabout, it was all lull, and there was so minimal activity. Actually, that's the reason we left there and came to Kosele to see how probably the exercise is also panning out at this particular station. And the result is our observation. Actually, you've even heard it from the PO himself. Minimal activity here, and with the turnout of about 36% so far. So probably we are talking about a turnout of probably less. 50%, maybe half of the registered voters will come out to exercise their right to elect their next member of parliament. Kasipul has a total registered voters of 67,513 elected registered voters, but then that number may not be here realized entirely. So basically what's happening is that low voter turnout, but then the security is beefed up to allow those voters who will come, who will still are yet to cast their vote, to enable them come and elect their next member of parliament, remembering that they have been now without an MP for the last 6 months. Well, we continue to traverse various stations to just look at this exercise and also gauge the security situation, and of course we will continue updating our viewers as to promptly when we get the new updates. For now, let us just take a short break, a short commercial break. When we come back, we continue with the coverage of the lunchtime news.